All right, well, we're here with Ashley Hogan today, and we are at the Herban Market in Franklin, Tennessee. And we're so excited that she is going to be a guest speaker at our event that we are having at Kentucky Dam Village State Park on March the 21st. So that is our spring equinox event, and it's going to be just getting everybody out into the community and teaching and exploring. And I'm going to let Ashley tell us a little bit about what she's been doing since she left our great state of Kentucky, and what she's doing down here in Tennessee, and showing them some Southern hospitality.
Sure. Well, thanks. This is cool to get to connect and be a part of your event, and then share what we've been doing down here.
Yeah. So, how did you get into this healthier way of living?
You know, I think I was just exposed. We were talking about sometimes people throw out ideas, or you're exposed to. It was like kombucha, oil silver root. So what are those things? And so then you research those and see benefit, and you get to talk to people who use it. And I think I've always been a curious person, and so the curiosity.
You're an Aquarius, aren't you?
Right? So
I'm going to teach you astrology a little bit as we go.
So the curiosity of that, but it wasn't until I became pregnant with my first daughter that just kind of spiraled into more of a mission for my family to feed them.
Well, you're
well.
taking care of them, so it's like a responsibility that we don't have before. It's just like, oh, if I hurt myself, that's fine. But when you're doing things that could possibly be hurting your kids, and it's a different responsibility.
It is, yeah. I mean, I was fine eating vending machine food, but once I was pregnant with this other little human, I was like, oh, wait a second, this might be harmful. And then you look at it, oh, yeah, it's not good. So I was practicing architecture at the time, then had Ayla, felt like a weekend mom, part-time architect. So all of my life felt like I didn't have enough time. And then I had this other interest and passion to feed my family well. I cared about what we put on our skin and on our body, realizing that it could impact for better or for worse. And I realized that was another full-time job in itself. And just, there's so much greenwashing with anything, the corporations. I love capitalism, but like it can adulterate what we think we're becoming. And so in looking through that, it just kind of fired up a little bit of anger as a mom, and being able to just trust the labels. And I realized I couldn't. I had to research it, and so I was like, there has to be an easier way for a working mom to also be a mom, and then the time she has with her baby is not just researching products. So there you go. That's how Herban Market kind of was formed as an idea. It's definitely grown and taken off beyond where she is.
So, were you into cooking for your family, or was that something that I didn't remember you being a big chef in high school.
No, and I'm still not. I
Right.
love food. I appreciate food. I love authentic cuisines. Again, curious about like culture.
Ethnic, or the cultures and the different styles.
The authenticity of it, but mainly like the nourishment of it. And some people eat things because they know it's healthy for them, but they sacrifice flavor. And
Right.
I kind of like to be able to
Like a medicine food is a medicine kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, food is medicine. I mean, if you drink a cup of coffee, you immediately see what it does to the body.
Right.
So everything you eat, for better or for worse, has the same effect.
And not just what you eat, but what you put on your body, like you said, because our bodies have to process whatever we put on. So our liver has to digest the clays or the chemicals that we put in on the lotions or all the topicals.
For sure. Well, and you're putting magnesium lotions on the bottom of your feet or on your skin because it actually absorbs better. So then you start thinking of putting makeup on or lotions and things that smell good or perfumes, and it actually can be making people really sick.
And so I think that's where we all are as a community, as moms. It's like, yes, you have a toxic load, and yes, you can eat M&Ms with red dye for you, and yes, you can have nachos, but you're going to have a toxic load, and whenever you reach that and you get sick or your children get sick, that's when it's like, okay, we have to kind of go in deeper and find the root cause of what's happening.
And a lot of times, unfortunately, it's a lot of little things. It's kind of like your budget. You got $500. I remember in college, I was like, where'd my money go? You have $500, and then you get $8, $4, $12, $11. Before you know it, you have no money left. Well, you add up all those pennies, and it makes a big dollar.
Right.
So our health is kind of the same way. So it's not necessarily always one big theme, but it's a few things that you explore. You partner with someone who has, whether it's other moms or it's a practitioner that partners with you to come up, and then you're the one who takes control of your health. I love that. I love empowering people.
We're our own health advocates. I'm broken, help me and give me an answer. So our advocate system is where we have to start with food. So figuring that out at such an early age, not that you're younger than me, but you're younger than me. So, but it's also to see that you've been able to create a structure to be able to offer those kind of health foods to people that don't really know what they don't know. They don't know what they need to know. But we know that if we come here, you've done the research and you've done it for us, and it's here and it's safe.
Exactly. So, and what's really cool is now 10 years in, because our mission was so authentic and honest, you know, and there were times where we're like, oh my gosh, we thought this product was healthy and now this new data's come out, we're ripping it, you know, it might have made some people mad because it was their favorite soap or whatever, right? But this is why. So now people at least can trust us. We're visiting farms, we're visiting farmers, we're talking with vendors. I mean, it's, I don't even want to say it's an interview, it's almost an interrogation. You're vetting them, actually. You really are. And so that's really nice to have. And you know, if you've gone through like an autoimmune eating disorder or a serious illness, or my mom recently went on keto, and it was a doctor that finally said, let's cut these things out. For the first time, and she's heard me talk about Herban and our mission and what I do, and I give her advice, and she didn't listen to me, which is fine. But then, you know, when she started going down this journey, she was like, oh my gosh, I wish there was an urban market near us. Because these things have already been researched, and you can find clean stuff, and you can find things that are of value, because you can get a vitamin C for $150.
Oh,
yeah.
Or you get one for $3, and then there's one for $29 that's like,
And that's the
quality
education
is
part that we are all struggling with. So the fact that you've done that and it's here and you can advise us on how to eat healthy to be able to prevent, not necessarily, you're going to go to the doctor. There's a reason that the doctors are there. We're not, this holistic system is not saying don't go to the doctor, don't have a doctor. It's saying prepare your body and do as the most beneficial things that you can to keep yourself from getting sick, to keep yourself from that toxic overload, and to be overinflamed with whatever.
because inflammation is good. It actually shows us that there's something going on in our body, but most of America has chronic inflammation. So the word inflammation is kind of bad rap, but it's because our bodies are kind of sick and angry.
Right.
But there's a lot of people who don't know that it's abnormal.
No, they think, oh, I just have allergies. No, you just have an overabundance of mucus in your body because you're inflamed and you're eating crap.
Yeah, your body is taxed, and so it's letting you know that. I mean, when I talk to people that are my age and they're like, well, you know, we're just getting older, I got aches and pains in my knees, I'm like, unless you have like a sports injury, you know, or something isolated, that's actually not how you should feel. And so for me, it's like I'm gonna invest in my family's health, in my health, and sometimes it takes a little more time. But that's
It
the
costs
thing.
more. It does cost more and it does take more time. But you're paying that up front instead of paying that at the doctor's office.
Well, and we've had a few people recently be like, it's so expensive here. And I'm like, I hate to break it to you, but this is what food costs. Real food. Food that you should be eating. And I'm not talking about hippy dippy stuff. I'm not talking about it's just bougie to be bougie. This is like clean, kick your shoes off, walk in the yard, a real egg from a real chicken that was really outside, that was really eating what it's supposed to be eating.
Right.
We're just trying to get back to that. No, we're not adding anything, and we're not feeding it lots of ricky stuff. There's no soy in it. It's not vegetarian food. Chickens aren't vegetarian.
No.
A lot of people don't know that.
They don't know that.
They're omnivores. They're eating worms and bugs. You know what? When you open an egg that's from a real chicken that's been eating real things versus vegetarian-fed caged chickens, you can see the health of the chicken. That's when I knew I was at a new level of a health investigation, when I was talking about what the animal and the soil condition.
Exactly.
When it matters.
Because that's the environment that they were in. So their environment affects them just like our environment does. So when we bring their environment into our bodies, then that's when we get the information. And the biggest health thing, I know you gotta go, so I'll wrap it up real quick, but the biggest thing for me health-wise was getting pork. So I don't know if you eat pork still or not, but that was something that Danny and a lot of other health practitioners, it is a huge thing with inflammation, the pork, the bacon, the sausage, and people look at me, especially my mom, on Christmas morning, what do you mean you're not gonna eat bacon? I'm like, no, Mom, I'm trying to eat healthier, I'm trying to do better, and so it's later. But that's what we're doing here, is just trying to introduce everybody to the ladies that are going to be at the conference, and the gentlemen that are ready to be there too. We're going to go online, Facebook, post all of this, and just keep coming back and visiting with Ashley. Okay? Sound good? Y'all come visit us. We'll be there at KDV on 321. Ashley's going to talk to us about the amazing job that she's doing down here and bringing all this health conscious